What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dudes Who Bet Sports show. We are live, and boy, Papa Dude, we've got some upsets to talk about, both horse racing and basketball related. It was a crazy weekend.
Have you ever seen the top 6 teams go down in the same day?
I never have,
because it probably happened, but I mean, they were just dropping like flies. And then number 9 went down too. So 7 of the top 10 were defeated on Saturday. So who knows who in the world's going to win this thing? I mean, it is wide open.
Yeah, I've actually saw a tweet that I don't think it has ever happened. I think it was the first time ever that they've all lost on the same day, being the top 6 teams. And yeah, it's incredible. And it makes for a tournament that is going to just be wide open.
Oh, it is.
I mean, we're going to get into that a little bit later on in the show, kind of looking into that, but it's going to be wild, isn't it?
Oh man. And there's a lot of really good teams. Sometimes when you got this wide open tournament, these teams aren't, they're not great. That's not the way it is this year. There's a lot of good teams that can just beat anybody. It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah, it's out of control where we're at right now. This is going to be a crazy tournament. Good luck with your brackets. It's always hard this week or this year. Could be.
Oh, it's going to be awful.
Extremely difficult. Yeah, there's no doubt. That's going to be. March Madness is going to be just that. It's going to be madness. I think these conference tournaments coming up next week will be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think because there's going to be a lot of teams that need wins to play in, or seeding is going to matter a lot. How you do in these tournaments are going to matter. I think it's going to start next weekend and really be wild.
Yeah, and there's going to be some good teams not get in.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you really can't say that, but there's some like the Big East. There's somebody's going to get knocked out of that league that really needs to be in there. And a lot's going to depend on these lesser conferences. Does the right team win? Same with any of the conferences. Let's say somebody comes out of the blue and wins the tournament that wasn't going to get in. That's going to knock somebody out that was going to get in. So it's going to be fascinating to watch. And
starts
this week. Starts this weekend.
That's right. Yeah, some of the lesser ones will play this weekend, and then they'll finish up next week before the big tournament. But before we get into full-fledged basketball, we got to talk about the racing, because there was something that, we talked about it on the show Thursday. We talked about the Honeybee and the Rebel. Couldn't have been two more opposite endings. The Honeybee gets the favorite home. We'll talk about her in a minute and what that means for Dwayne Lucas and for the Derby Trail, perhaps. But let's talk about the Rebel first. 75-1, Un Ojo. And if you're unfamiliar, Un Ojo means one eye. That's right. The horse has one eye. Comes home on the rail for Ramon Vasquez to win the Rebel at, like I said, 75-1 on a massive, massive upset. What did you think about the Rebel?
Well, as I tweeted out, and I didn't mean anything derogatory because I consider myself a horse player too. But when it's 75-1 to wins, we always think the race sucks, don't we? We just do. It's just, it's a crappy race. 75-1 came in, and it probably was. It probably was a weak field. Did you even give that horse any consideration when you were me neither? I never even looked at it. I saw the name and thought it was kind of funny. Yeah. And I didn't. That's the only thing I remember about the horse when I was looking at the lines and everything and handicapping it. What was the morning line? Probably 30-1.
I think he's 20 or 30-1. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a horse that has lost races at Delta Downs and not, it's just crazy. The horse couldn't pick up a win. Last time out ran in a Kentucky Derby prep race. That was the Withers at Aqueduct. got beat 4 lengths, and the winner of that race came back to get a 78 Beyer speed figure. So it's not like that came home a really fast race. So
No,
it's a shock.
total shock. I don't ever remember a 75-1 winner at Oaklawn in a big race. What was Win Willie that day? Like 50-1?
It was 56-1 when Willie was. Yeah, when he won the 2009 Rebel Stakes. And he was just as shocking without any doubt. This horse, incredible. And, we'll talk about the coach full-fledged here in just a second, but Dwayne Lucas has this horse won, it looks like, with Ethereal Road, who was a logical long shot. And, he rounded the corner. He put it to Newgrange and he put him away. And boy, did he just hang in the stretch and almost lost second as well. Barber Road closes up for third. So were you like me? Did you think Lucas had this?
Well, I knew who won before I watched the race. I didn't get to see it live. I was chasing the Missouri Southern girls. Let me rephrase that. I was watching Missouri Southern girls play basketball.
Right.
And I was on the road. But anyway, so I knew who had won. But if I didn't know who had won, I thought the horse had it. So I thought, did I read this wrong? Did I read wrong? Who won? So I had to go back and look. But anyway, do you think maybe that horse snuck up on the rail on him?
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I think what happened with Ethereal Road is I think, Luis Contreras rode that horse like, okay, I have to beat Newgrange. And then, so he moved on him early to put the pressure on him on the turn. And then when he put him away, I think it was kind of like, we've got this. And then, that horse snuck up a little bit. He definitely, Ethereal did hang a little bit. I think he's the best horse coming out of that race. I really do. I think they'll time that ride a little bit better next time out. If he's kind of ridden like he was in his maiden, I think he would have won that. So
he was impressive.
Yeah, tough loss. He should have had it. He really should have had it. So it was just a really, really bizarre race. I mean,
it was. The field was weak, and I don't think there's any doubt about that. And now, wouldn't you think for the Arkansas Derby, you're going to have some shooters in there that probably can win? Aren't you going to think you're going to get a better field? Wouldn't you think?
You have to get a better field, but if you go through the horses that are likely to ship in, there's really not a lot of horses that are likely to ship in that have really established themselves. Now, a big round of preps coming up on Saturday. We'll probably touch on those a little bit on the Thursday show because it's such another huge, huge day of racing. But listen, to get into that, and first of all, we'll throw Mark's comment up here. I know Aqueduct is a slow track, but the horse ran 156 for 9 furlongs. The tortoise beat the slow hares. Yeah, exactly. Another thing that really makes horse racing tough and frustrating. Newgrange, who I singled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the race got an 84 buyer. The winner, Unojo, got an 84 buyer.
It's a terrible buyer.
Newgrange could run that backwards. He just couldn't run it when he doesn't fire at all. So Newgrange was certainly the right pick, just did not show up whatsoever. He got an 89 buyer for the Southwest in a race he didn't run very well. If he theoretically runs an 89 buyer in the Rebel, he wins by multiple points. Yeah.
And it is what makes it tough. And once again, you don't know why he didn't run. You don't know. Mm-hmm. He's an animal.
He got a better trip than he did in the Southwest for sure. He was stock of the pace right there. He looked like he was traveling better and just had nothing when they turned for home. So
I thought he had it. Yeah. If I hadn't known who won, it looked like he was going to smoke him.
Off the backside, we were very confident. We were all live in our pick fives, and I thought we were into the last race. I was very confident. I had 3 horses in the last, and of course, one of them won. So, but I was confident that Newgrange was win because the last race was an Archie bred, and sometimes those are tough. There were 3 horses to me that really stood out. Now, who knows? Sometimes you feel that way, and it doesn't work out. But anyway, so it was troubling to see. I'm glad in a way for my bets that the Lucas horse got beat because he was, second, third choice for me, could have gotten to him. So, but I never would have played the winner. Never.
Yeah, definitely. Oh God, no. If you're like me and I know you're much better at it than I am. When I'm in a field of horses with 11 in it and I see 20-1, 30-1, I don't even look at them. I mean, I just don't.
I look at them, but I don't. It's just like I just couldn't make a case for that one. I just
How could
no
you?
way. Yeah.
You've heard of the trainer? Yeah, I'm sure you have, but I'd never.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the deal. I've heard about him. Obviously, I know who he is, but I don't know that much about him. And for me to say that showed you that he's pretty unknown.
Well, wasn't that his first graded states
Yes.
win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it this way. I've seen his, obviously sees horses in the entry box, and I've handicapped him, and I know a little bit about, the type of horses that he has. If he walked in my house, I wouldn't know who it was, though. And that's very rare for me. But I wouldn't.
And wasn't the jockey kind of I can't remember.
Well, Ramon Vasquez.
It's Ramon. That's right. That's right. And I love that for him. I love that for him.
I think Ramon is one of the top riders at Oaklawn in that local colony for sure.
Oh, I do too. And he's underrated.
Yeah, he is.
That may have been his biggest win ever.
I'm trying to think back. He's won a few stakes. I don't think he's won the caliber of the Rebel. I would really have to think about that. But yeah, I mean, he's got himself a Derby mount. You would think they would keep him on the horse.
But you never know.
No.
But cool $100,000 or $60,000 for him too.
Yeah, exactly. And Mark is right. The good thing about Unoho making the Kentucky Derby is he'll take money for having one eye. And that's just it, right? Like Patch was a horse that had no chance to win, but he had one eye and he took blind money. So that's always good. Let's talk about, though, you mentioned the Derby's got to have a better field. Talking about the Arkansas Derby. Well, there's one way to make it immediately better, and that is to throw the filly Secret Oath into the race. The coach, Dwayne Lucas, has a great horse here. Secret Oath dominates the Honeybee. It's her third straight dominant win in a row at Oaklawn. And let me tell you something. This filly is really, really, really good. We'll see what happens next. But before we talk about if she's going to take on the boys, man, what did you think of the Honeybee?
Well, she had trouble, too.
I'm glad you said it. I'll jump in and then you can go back. If you really want to see me about lose my mind, I don't know if you watched this. The live reaction video of the Honeybee Stakes. It's up on our YouTube page. I was about ready to just throw my computer when I saw him run up on the heels of horses. But go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, what's going on here? Of course, you had texted me and I knew he had won, or she had won. But had trouble. This is going to be interesting to me. Now, we know Dwayne about as well as anybody. We follow him. And he likes these young riders.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard him say before, those old guys don't pay any attention to what I tell them to do. And these young guys will. Is he going to keep him? I don't know. It's going to be a tough decision, don't you think?
He sung his praises after the race.
He did. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a friend text me and said, the only thing I'm worried about is Contreras. I said, if Lucas thinks it's a problem, he'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't think it's a problem, I'm not going to worry about it too much.
I thought it was funny. I'm assuming they pronounce it Luis, wouldn't you?
Yeah, call him Lewis.
He calls him Lewis. That was hilarious. I'm wrong. I don't know. But I was just kind of wondering that. I've heard, he's been around a little bit and I've seen him ride before. I mean, it's not like he's a rookie, but I guarantee you these races are probably the biggest ones he's been in.
Yeah, no question.
He's the one that found Saez.
Luis Saez.
He's the one that found him.
So just a real quick backstory on that, and not a lot of people remember this or know it like this. Luis Saez was not a really heralded jockey. He put Luis Saez on Will Take Charge for the Travers, and he won. And then all of a sudden, Luis Saez had arrived, and he had a pretty good meet at Saratoga that year. But I remember, the coach after the Rebel, he said, "I've been watching this kid, and he can really, really ride." Yeah. And we put him on there. And even though he had Junior Alvarado on him in the Jim Dandy, got a good second, he still replaced Junior and put on Luis Saez. And who knows? It was a nose victory. It could have made the difference. And lo and behold, Luis Saez becomes one of the best jockeys in the country. So
I know.
People really don't give Lucas enough credit for stuff like this.
And that's when he made the quote. oh, I can get these other guys to ride, but they don't pay no attention to what I tell them. These young guys do.
That's
And
right.
they'll go out and do what I tell them to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, about
It-
Don when he said that, but anyway.
and Mark says, "Hey, when you're 86, you're going to forget names, medications, etc." And let's listen. This guy's 86 years old on the back of a horse every morning. It's incredible. You never can count this guy out. I said count him out when he's dead. That's the only time you're going to be accurate with it. I mean, this guy's been counted out so many times, and he just keeps coming up with these horses. Jason says, "You guys know Dwayne well. You know he doesn't give an F what anybody thinks. He's going to do it his way."
Absolutely.
And to that point, because it's Dwayne Lucas and because she has been so dominant, here we go. Will she take on the boys in the Arkansas Derby next out, Papa Dude?
Well, another thing I want to make a comment about
Sure.
Dwayne. The only reason he's not winning, like he always did, is because there's a bias against older trainers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's stuck in his ways. He's going to do it his way. And he doesn't have the clients he had.
Yep.
He doesn't have them. You give him the horses Baffert gets, he's going to win just as many damn races as Baffert, if not more.
Yeah.
He's forgot more about training a horse than most people will ever know.
Absolutely.
And sure, he slipped a little bit. He can't remember names, but he knows what a damn horse is. I'll tell you that for sure. He can train one, and he's got one. Now, you know, I listen to him a lot, as do you. And I thought Nancy Holtis did a great job interviewing him.
It was a special thing. If you haven't seen it, yeah, Nancy did a great job. They're very close. So
They are.
Anyway, go ahead.
She worships him, and she was crying.
Yeah, it was special. Yeah,
because most of us know, you know, he's not going to be around forever.
Well, but you know, every time he does this, we'll take charge or take charge Brandy or Bravazzo or Oxbow, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the last one.
Yeah.
And here we sit again. But anyway, go on.
What's he had? It's been like 2 years before he hadn't had anything the last 2 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years he's been pretty bad.
Oh,
yeah.
It's awful. I mean, I feel bad for him sometimes because this is a guy that's been at the top. He's out here with these damn donkeys going against, you know, horses. But what's he do? He's still fighting it, and he still thinks he can win every daggone race he puts a horse in. And he's got shit. And now he's got a special that's come out of nowhere. And I can't read him. I couldn't tell in that interview what he was thinking. I kind of lean towards him not putting the horse in the Arkansas Derby. What do you think, Aaron?
I think the presence of the colt and how the colt ran at Thrill Road in the Rebel complicates things.
I do too.
If he's eighth in the Rebel, then it's like, yeah, I'm putting the filly in. But with Lucas, if he's got a runner already, it does help. Now he will run two against each other. In the Rebel in 2013, he ran Will Take Charge and Oxbow against each other, so that won't stop him. I think what he said some very intelligent things. He said after the race, he said it's not so much what she tells us to do next time out, it's what these colts tell us to do in the Rebel coming up later. I'm going to tell you a little story about a guy, about him. He scouts the country better than anybody I know. I was on the backside of Oaklawn, and he was sitting on his horse kind of by the stand where you watch workouts. And some guy said it was 2014 Kentucky Derby, 4 weeks before. And some guy said, boy, Wayne, I bet you wish you had a 3-year-old to throw up there against that loser from California. There's no way he's going to win. And the guy was talking about California Chrome. And Lucas says, well, I don't know how you handicap, but there ain't nobody going to beat that horse in Kentucky. And the guy goes, really? And he goes, he said, have you been paying attention to these races? He's head and shoulders above anything that's out there right now. And, of course, California Chrome almost wins the Triple Crown, wins the Derby and the Preakness. So he knows what's going on. He knows these horses at Oaklawn aren't very good. I think it's a matter of who ships in. If there's a really, really nice horse that ships in, he may stay away and get the fantasy. If there isn't, if it's a Rebel-like field, I'll be shocked if she's not in it.
Oh, I will be too if the field is weak. And the other thing is there's 2 or 3 weeks till that race, and this colt that ran so well in the Rebel has 2 or 3 more weeks to improve. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he'll run them both. I at the same race. He might, but I don't think he would. I think he would like to win both races, the fantasy and that.
The old D Wayne would put one in the bluegrass and one in the Arkansas Derby.
That's what he used to do.
That's what he would do. But
Yeah.
I don't think so. The other factor, and he said he's going to have to work on the owners, because I think the owners who have been great owners for him for a long, long time, I think they want to go the conservative route. If you read between the lines, I don't know that for sure, but
yeah,
he kind of made the comment, I'm going to have to do some talking to them and sort of without saying it, I'm going to have to convince them to do it. So.
Yeah. And we might think he's greedy and all that. He's not. He's going to do what he thinks is best for the horse.
Mm-hmm.
And he might go the Kentucky Oaks route and then put that horse in the Preakness. There's a possibility he might do that.
A lot of talk on Twitter today from Real Dynasty's Vinny Blonde about that. About, hey, maybe he goes the Oaks route, and then if she runs well enough, she wins the Oaks, then go to the Preakness. It's possible. That's definitely possible as well. Like Jason says, look up Horseman in the dictionary, and his picture you're going to see.
I wish we had a commercial where we'd had a break here, and I could find that coffee table book you bought me.
Yeah, yep.
You've got it too. And I just like to read a couple of quotes from this guy. Some of the things make so much sense that he says.
Yeah,
and I wish I could, because they're classics. I sit and every once in a while I find that book and read something that he said, that makes so much sense. But what a guy, and love it if he has another champion. The thing that bothers me is how strong are these fields? I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything in those fields that have challenged her. But listen, I've been around horse racing for long enough to know when one is, no matter what she's beating, if they can go up to the next level or not. She has all the signs. When she runs on the backstretch, the race is over. Like, she is tugging and wanting to go get those horses. It's crazy.
Well, you can tell. I think you're a heck of a lot better than I am at it, but when a horse leaves other horses in the dust, like this one does, and doesn't even look like she's running hard, and she's killing them, it's pretty special. It's like Rachel Alexander used to do, and it's pretty special, and she looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. It is exciting.
Gabby Gaudet went and visited her after the race and said she's almost 17 hands, so she's a tall filly, and she looks it on the screen. Like I said, we'll be seeing her before this meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get down there because you got to see.
The last thing with her, the way she rallied, wow, the way she rallied up that rail and just shot right through it.
Well, no, and I think Vic, the announcer, was worried about her. I thought the way he acted, I think he thought, oh my God, she's not going to make it today.
Once again, and Mark alluded to it, I laughed when Aaron got ticked and said 5 other horses we found traffic. I was freaking out, and I was half a second from being very entertaining on YouTube, and then, but the whole time it's like she was like, just let her go, like she wants to go dominate these horses. And then bam, she shot that rail and went ahead, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, it was great. I had so much fun watching her.
I just hope she continues, because it's we need this right now.
Yeah,
this racing needs a star. They need a star. They need a bed. And I'm not following the 3-year-olds like you, but it doesn't seem like there's much out there. Epicenter, I guess, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is he probably the best right now of the Colts?
I mean, we're going to find out a lot more this weekend, but going into this weekend, he's certainly top 2 or 3.
So you don't think Asmussen would bring him to Oaklawn? He wouldn't.
No chance. He'll be at Fairgrounds. Yeah. So. Yeah, and Mark brought up, I don't think she's Rachel Alexandra, but her races have looked like it so far. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Mark, another great comment up here.
This one.
I love it. He is that way. He got a horse, he runs it. Yep. They run. If they're healthy, they run them. That's what you're supposed to do, And it's kind of like we do in Major League Baseball now. We baby these damn pitchers. And
Yeah.
they can only throw like 110 pitches, and most of them blow their arm out. Well, I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Yeah.
As we baby the shit out of them, we
Yeah.
start these pitch counts in high school, and they throw 75 pitches, and they have to come out of the game. That's why I don't watch baseball anymore. I can't stand it. You got a 2-0 lead going into the 7th inning, and you take your damn pitcher out, and he's throwing a shutout.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
3-2.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
That's
It's
why I don't really enjoy baseball either. I like pitching, and
I do too. You got
that's a different story.
You got a guy shutting somebody out. You don't take him out.
No.
Crazy stuff.
Let's say Sidney Matthews is worried about the rail too. Yeah, it's with a young horse, sometimes they might get spooked. Sometimes they'll get there and they don't really want to go through. Not that one. She said, "Get out of my way." So.
Yeah, I know.
Then the other cool thing, the absent-minded situation. The dam of that horse. You and I both, I think, could say really, we had so much fun watching her year after year at Oaklawn. Really drove at least me, my passion for the game. And
what are you talking about?
Absent-minded. I mean,
I was going to mention last week, Aaron, and we kind of got away from it. There was a horse right there.
Mm-hmm.
If D. Wayne, and this is, D. Wayne puts these horses above what they really are. When you're
a lot of times, yeah.
And he was his best filly. She was his best filly.
Yeah.
If he had run her at a little bit lower levels, there's no telling how many races that horse would have won.
Well, she would win the lower races at Oaklawn almost every year, and you'd be like, okay, this is the year she'll be able to win like the Apple Blossom or the Azeri, and then here would come, Havre de Grace, and it's like, she can't beat Havre de Grace, Blind Luck and those horses. I mean, she couldn't beat him. She was really, really good. And then by Arrogate, a horse that unfortunately passed away, but he was at his
peak, a good horse.
Was incredible.
Yeah.
And we had a comment before we got on the air. I don't know if you're still listening, but he said it's kind of cool, the Arrogate Gunrunner rivalry. And of course, they had their rivalry on the track. Now it could happen the Kentucky Oaks with Echo Zulu, who is a gun runner, and obviously Secret Oath with Arrogate. So that's kind of cool too. Yeah,
they're headed on a collision course. That's for sure.
Yep.
That Echo Zulu is pretty good too. So that's down the road, let's hope. But D. Wayne's another guy. I guess if you own the horse, he's going to win you money. You don't win very many races. Remember Bravazzo? What did he win? Like 2 times? He's a millionaire.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Well, D. Wayne, he definitely subscribes to the theory of you got to be in it to win it, and they're only 3 years old once, so give them chances, and it goes back to what Mark says, that old school mentality. Bravazzo ran in the Derby, and that was Justify's year, and a lot of people were like, no, there's no way I'm going to the Preakness to take on that horse.
Yeah.
And D. Wayne was, we'll be there. And he
ran him in all 3. He ran him in all 3 of the races.
He almost ruined a Triple Crown. Bravazzo almost got him. And if that was 2 or 3 jumps later, he would have got him.
Didn't he take him to Saudi Arabia?
I think the plan was he was going to do it. And then I think Bravazzo got a little bit of something wrong with a little injury of some sort. And he didn't end up taking it.
But he was in so many big races that he finished second and third, a couple of them. There you go. You got you a millionaire right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the last Preakness he won with Oxbow. Oxbow was well beaten in the Kentucky Derby. He didn't run bad, but not most trainers wouldn't be motivated to bring him back to the Preakness. He takes him back to the Preakness. He's a big price. He goes gate to wire, and he was never threatened that day. He was a winner the whole way around the track. And a matter of fact, I was so damn nervous down the stretch that I was jumping up and down on the couch, even though I knew there's no way this horse is going to get past.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That was another horse, small horse, full of guts.
Yep.
He was a gutty horse.
He was. And he's another one. He ran him all the time, and he just showed up. Yeah, the horse got second in the Belmont as well.
Yeah, it was a great horse.
Yeah, and like I said, almost got that. Man, wouldn't it have been something if he got the Rebel and the Honeybee? Almost got it. And it's crazy. At 86 years old, D. Wayne Lucas almost won both and exits those two races with undoubtedly the best three-year-old filly on the grounds at Oaklawn, and probably the best 3-year-old male on the grounds at Oaklawn.
Probably.
That may not be saying much, but he probably is at this moment.
At this moment, yeah.
Crazy.
Incredible.
Yep, it is incredible. All right, we've done enough racing. I was overly excited.
Well, it was when you texted me, I was at the ball game, and it was super exciting. I was so happy. Nervous. I was nervous. I just kept thinking, oh God, I hope it doesn't fail. I hope she comes through,
Yeah. Cindy says, love Lucas. I've been a fan since I was 13. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Good guy. And Jared and I, it's funny, Jared and I felt the exact same way. And I think like Magic and Samich were they were really rooting for her, but they didn't have that, if she loses, it's going to ruin my day. When she won, Jared and I were talking, he's like, there's just like, I don't know, just that pressure on your chest of, if she loses, whatever happens, that's going to ruin our day, And then when she won, it's like, well, no matter what happens, that she got home. So that was good.
Yeah. Mark, before we get into basketball, Mark said we got to comment on that.
That's right. I was going to save it, Mark, but how about this? Jordan Bennington shuts out Chicago.
A little bit of difference there.
Also beat Philadelphia a few days ago. Mark, Papa Dude, Jordan Bennington has stopped 55 of his last 56 shots faced.
I'm not going to sit here and say that we don't need him, because we do. If we can get him and Huso both going, and we do right now, I don't think there's any question that the Blues need Bennington. I really think if they're going to go all the way, they've got to have him playing well. And between the two of them, that's a pretty good combo right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Huso's been great, and he's a good backup plan. But I'm going to tell you, if we're going to win the Cup, you two haters better get on Bennington's side. He's the one that can win the Cup for us.
I've said all along, they got to get their goalie situation straightened out.
Yeah.
And that meant he's got to get going.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's turning it around when we need him. I'm going to make a stupid comment. I'm not saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup. I think it's a better team than the team that won the Stanley Cup. I really do. I think we're better. I do.
Funny, Mike Samich and I talk about the Blues a lot as well, and we talk with Magic a lot, and we agree. We think this team has more talent and is a better team that won the Cup in 19. But like I said, that the big thing, really, when the chips were down, who won the Cup for the Blues that year?
Yeah.
It was Bennington.
I know.
He was able to
and there's so many things that have to happen. But this team, top to bottom, maybe a little bit weaker on the back line.
Maybe. Yep.
Not quite as good, I think, on the back line, because you don't have Petrangelo and the guy that I can't ever think of his name, that had the heart problem. What was his name?
Oh, Jay Bouwmeester. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have those two. And I'm telling you, Bouwmeester was fantastic in the playoffs. Petrangelo was unbelievable in the final round. Don't have those two. I'm not sure we're good enough on the back, but we've got scoring from so many people. We don't have that dominant scorer, but when you got Cairo and you got Tarasenko and you got Saad and you got Perron and you got Shin, and you got O'Reilly, and that Thomas is playing out of his mind, and then that Bushavis or whatever his name is. I wish they'd get some guys that can pronounce their name. Hey, he's good.
He's very good.
Solid team. If this goaltending, if we get Bennington playing again, pretty exciting stuff. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, it's very, very, very excited. I am over the moon about him. And like I said, the key to winning the whole thing, I just think the best path is Bennington playing well. I mean, Huso maybe could jump up and do the same, but I think your most likely option for them to go all the way is Bennington get back. Quick question before we move on to basketball. Will they make any trades in the next 3 weeks? What do you think? You think they make any trades?
That's a great question.
See, I'm with you. I think and listen, there's two things that everybody always wants: a scoring forward and a physical defenseman, right? So I think we need a physical defenseman. It's not like they grow those on trees. And when I say physical defenseman, I mean a guy that can shut you down.
Well, and
It'll
who
make you
are you going to give up to get somebody? Who are you
I don't
going to give up?
Yeah.
That's the problem that I see. Is there anybody? I've heard Sundquist has been thrown out there as maybe a trade for a defenseman.
I would be shocked if they trade him. I think Berube loves Sundquist.
I do too.
I would be
I don't
surprised.
think they make trades. I don't. I really don't. Unless they've got some draft picks, and I think they've used a lot of them up. Maybe a young kid coming up they could throw in, maybe.
Yeah. I think Oscar Sundquist was a big reason why they won in 19-2.
Well, it was.
He played fantastic. So I don't think they'll trade him. I don't know. I think they'll stay. I think they'll stay right where they're at.
As long as they don't trade number 91, I don't really care.
They're not going to trade him. He's rebounded. Big year.
I agree.
Yeah. San Diego State at Wyoming. Yes, that's going to be a great game tonight, Mark. 8:00.
That's my best bet of the night, Mark. Come on, Cowboys.
Yeah, I picked them too. I think
it's 2 points or something like that.
I love Sonny. Great locker room guy. Hideous looking, but bright personality.
Yeah, he needs to go to the dentist and get some dental surgery.
I love his grittiness.
He's a heck of a player.
And he is. He's a very, very good player. All right, let's move on to the basketball. It's like we said, the top 6 teams go down. It started, well, I guess it ended actually. This game was the last game of the night. Gonzaga, number 1 in the country, gets beat to St. Mary's. Gonzaga couldn't score. That's the summary of it. They had 21 points at the half.
I couldn't believe it. They made me look like a fool on their Thursday. I said, no way. Because I'd seen St. Mary's, and they're good. St. Mary's that's a good team, but I saw them play a couple of games where they didn't score much and struggled with teams a lot worse than Gonzaga. And it just shows you have a night when you can't hit the basket, you're going to get your butt beat. And they just didn't have it. And it's probably good for them to get beat. It probably won't hurt them.
Yeah, I think they're still number 1 in the country, actually, because these other 6 teams lost behind them. So.
Yeah, I think they pretty much just kept them right up in there, all 6 of them, except they moved Duke up to number 7.
Yeah, Duke and Baylor moved up a little
bit.
Yeah, Arizona, I mean, this
is the worst one.
This is my team. They're up at the half, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
I literally turn it back over, and they're down double digits. And
well,
I'm like, what the hell?
They got to score by 21 points.
I was so mad. I couldn't believe it.
I absolutely couldn't either, because Colorado on Thursday night got killed by Arizona State. Lost by 17 to a team that's won 11 games, and then Arizona goes in there and they drub them.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like Mark said, St. Mary's needed that one. They had a lot more to play for.
That's true.
Could have been. And then Magic Carrots, welcome to the show. Magic Carrots chimes in and says Gonzaga's typical pre-conference tournament loss before the West Coast Conference.
Sounds like Gonzaga groupie there, or Gonzaga fan of some kind.
Yeah. Okay.
Or he watches them a lot.
Why? Because his name is Magic Carrots? I don't get it.
No, he knows about Gonzaga.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll move on. This one was not surprising. I actually picked Tennessee. We picked Tennessee on the show, 67-62. You said it. If the game gets close, Auburn will not win.
Now, I didn't watch any of it. Did you?
I watched a little bit of it. There really wasn't any coaching gaffes in this. Tennessee just kind of, they just pulled ahead late and won it. But no, there wasn't anything. I don't blame that one on the coach. I think Tennessee's a damn good team.
Yeah, they are. And they're playing really well. Right now.
And they're tough to beat at home, almost impossible. This one really surprised us. I mean, listen, we hate Michigan State. Don't hate them, but we just don't like them as a basketball team this year. We don't think they're great. Well, they beat number 4 Purdue, 68-65. This was a Michigan State slugfest type of game.
Yeah, but they haven't been doing that. No. And I don't know. Okay, I tweeted last night, if you bet the Big Ten, you're going to get your butt kicked.
Yep.
And that's what's happening. It's impossible. The Big East is very tough to bet too, but I'm getting those right. But the Big Ten, okay, like Ohio State, they came out of it the other night and beat somebody out. It was Rutgers, I think, at Rutgers, I believe. I don't know for sure. I get them all I get them all mixed up. But they won a big game the other night. And then what did they do last night? They go to Maryland and just get slaughtered.
Yep.
So I can't figure them out. I can't figure Michigan State out. Purdue lets me down more than I get them right. And it's a tough league. It's a tough league to bet right now. It really is.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
I've gotten now where I pick the opposite.
That's
if I think a team's going to win, I pick the other one.
Yeah.
I can't get them right. And I've done very well with college basketball, but except for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I just every night I'm like, how did that happen? Like, what the hell? It's just been crazy.
It's tough.
This league also, I get it wrong a lot.
Very difficult league.
I'm sick of the Big 12. Baylor beats Kansas 80-70. This wasn't surprising, really,
No.
but Baylor hadn't been playing that well. I mean, they had started to turn around lately, but I was shocked they beat them by 10.
Well, especially when it was like 26-11. Kansas.
Yeah, I know.
And it looked like a blowout.
Yeah.
And better watch Baylor. They're starting to come on. Guess what, though? They got to go to Texas tonight. That'll be a toughie. So
now, flat out, I have no idea who to pick in that game. So
nope. Neither. I picked Baylor because I hate Texas.
Yeah, there you go. Hard to win on the road in the Big Ten. Mackie Man 13 says, I agree, and the same way with the Big 12.
It's hard to win on the road anywhere.
That's true. Yeah. As you know where it's really hard to win? Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
I believe it.
The buzzsaw continues. Arkansas 75, Kentucky 73. This was just another great game down to the wire. Arkansas pulls away. I say pull away. They got where it was comfortable late. They win at 75-73. I don't know. I think Arkansas is like a 2 or 3 seed, honestly. I don't think they'll give them that, but I think that's what they are.
Where do they got them? They got them at a 5.
That's crazy to me.
Hey, they moved up to like 14 today.
I don't get it. Like, what do they have to do?
They're top 10.
Easy.
They beat Kentucky. They beat Auburn. And they both, when I said the AP was full of shit in football, they're even worse in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they didn't play well early in the season. It doesn't matter. They're playing great right now. And,
they are 23-6.
All I know is they went to Florida and beat Florida. Auburn went to Florida and got beat. And Auburn's 5 and Arkansas is 14. Yeah. Now, what kind of sense does that make? It makes none. They beat Kentucky. I know they beat them at home. It doesn't matter. They still beat them. And they're playing great. They're playing fantastic.
Yeah.
And now they got a toughie this week. Golly. Oh, they got to go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
That will be, if they win there and they're not in the top 10, come on.
If they win at Tennessee, we'll move them up to number 11.
I moved them all the way to 8, I think, today.
Yeah,
so
they're a top 10 team. I don't
right now they are. Yep.
Rankings don't matter too much, though, when you've got a tournament.
But you know what? Seeding does. And if you're a 5 or a 4, you're in there with a 1, you're going to have to beat a number 1 seed, which I don't think that matters a whole lot this year.
No, I don't either. All right. Where's Ricky to analyze the effectiveness of the Syracuse 2-3 zone against the Dukies? Duke 97, Syracuse 72. Syracuse, they're going nowhere.
No, I can analyze Syracuse for you, and they don't have any players.
No, they don't.
Funny thing about basketball, if you don't have any players, you're going to get your ass beat. It's just that simple. And that 2-3 zone, if you're not long and big and good and can defend, it's just like any other defense. It doesn't work.
Yeah. When you're outmanned, it doesn't work.
I'll never forget a good friend of mine that I coached with, and he had a really good team the year before. And we were coaching junior high back in those days. And the year before he had your brother's team. Mm-hmm. Remember how good they were?
Oh, yeah.
And they went undefeated. And I'd had them the year before, and they went undefeated. And then they went undefeated again. Well, the team coming up behind them was terrible. So we're sitting there, and it's third game of the year, and he's calling out all these plays that worked the year before, And he turned around and he looked at me and goes, "Damn it, this doesn't work this year." And he was kidding around because he knew what he was doing, and he knew why it didn't work. All these plays that just worked so good last year, they don't work this year.
Yeah.
And that's what fans and parents and people don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the players that make you look good.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the Missouri Southern girls towards the end, and I'll give you another example. But anyway, just they're not as good. They're just not as good.
Right, exactly. So this is something I didn't know, and Mark just chimes in. He says, "Side note: since you guys are fellow Missourians, did you know, or did you hear the news about Lindenwood University here in St. Charles? They're joining the Ohio Valley Conference, Division One." And he says, "Top 25 Murray State will soon be visiting St. Charles in future years."
Wow.
I didn't know that, Mark. We've watched, we being Papa Dude and I have watched Lindenwood before down here at Missouri Southern.
Yeah, in fact, I was wondering where they were because they're not in the conference anymore. They used to be in the MIAA, which is where our team plays, and they used to be pretty darn good, and they disappeared. So, Phyllis, yeah, I mean, God, I can't believe that is a huge jump.
That's a big time jump. Yeah. And like I said, I did not know that. I didn't know that. So that's interesting. That's news I didn't think I would hear tonight. Here's a question: if South Dakota State loses in the Summit League Conference, do they still get in the dance? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I heard the guru himself, Joe Lenardi, the other night say no.
Okay.
I think that's a crime. They're 27 and something. 2, I think. They're 27-4. They've beat teams in the Big Dance before. How can you keep a team out that's won 27 games? I don't care who you play.
Does your article, we're going to do the article, does it cover them? Let's see.
No, because they're not mentioned now to get in. I think they do.
You've got Summit League and you've just got the conference champ as being in right now. Now, this is your projection, not exactly what you think.
Well, I base this off of CBS Sports and what they've done, because quite frankly, I'm not smart enough to figure all this out. So I kind of cheated a little and kind of based it on it. I changed it around some. I thought they would get in. But everybody that I'm listening to that kind of follows, does this bracketology and all that, they say no.
Yeah.
That league isn't awful.
No.
And I just feel like you win that many games, you should get in.
I agree. I definitely agree they should be in. And yeah, Mark says South Dakota State reminds me of Vermont. Vermont goes like 25-5 and they don't make it. They get beat.
And that's what makes the pressure of these smaller conferences. Like the regular season doesn't mean much to them. You know,
I'm a huge Vermont supporter, so I'm
the Catamounts, and then I love South Dakota State because they're the Jackrabbits.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic mascot.
Jason says with conferences like the ACC sucking this year, you really wish more mid-majors would get a chance to slip in other than just the conference tournament.
We say that every year.
I know. Soon we'll be seeing Mount Union, Tufts, and NJIT in D1 soon, with schools migrating to other conferences. Yeah, I think we're going to see the trickle down effect. So I agree there, Magic Carrots. I think that's it's possible. Mackie Man says that he thinks that South Dakota State will get in. He or she, I should say. They are 22 in KP, whatever that means, and the committee has been looking more and more at these advanced metrics. Okay, so. What do you think? I think they got a shot.
Yeah. I think some things are going to have to break their way. If some of these kind of lesser teams in these major, let's say they get beat right off the bat in their conference tournament, and South Dakota State makes it to the finals of theirs, then that could make it. There's so many things that are going to happen between now and then.
Yeah, that's why I think that tournament week is going to be wild, because it just seems like a ton of teams are right in there on that bubble.
And their tournaments this week. And their tournaments this week, not next week.
Okay, all right. Magic Carey says he sees Rutgers upsetting the Sweet 16. I can see that. We've talked about Rutgers on the show a lot. I kind of like them.
They're 16-12. I don't think they're in.
Well, that's it. They've got work to do. They're one that has work to do. Let's see. We can go through the rest. Well, let's go through one more upset here, and then we'll go through the rest fairly quick. TCU. I thought this was a huge win for them to beat Texas Tech, 69-66. What about TCU? Are they in with this win? You think?
According to what I read at 2 or 3 different things today, they're in.
Okay, we'll go back to this article now, and you for the Big 12, obviously Baylor, Kansas, Texas Tech, Texas. Iowa State and TCU were the ones we've kind of debated on the show. You think what you've been seeing, they're both going to make it?
Well, Iowa State's on a roll, and they've got up to 20 wins now.
So they're in.
They're gonna make it unless they lose their last 3 games. Then they could have some trouble. So that's what I was reading today. I wasn't sure on TCU, but they've got them in. Hang on here, I got it written down somewhere.
Okay.
They got them as a 9.
A 9. Well, that means they're kind of safely in. So
yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we go through the scoreboard, I'll just kind of toggle back and forth when we get to one that I'm not sure on. Providence, obviously, they're in. They went on a very high seed. They win 72-51. What about Creighton? They're 19-9.
They got them as a 9.
Okay. Yeah, Creighton right here in the Big East.
I felt like they were on the bubble. Now they've got games this week that they could. They need to win them. Yeah. So a 9, you're pretty safe, but not if you blow it.
Yeah. They still have to win a game or two this week. What about Xavier? Are they on the bubble?
Got them as a 10.
Okay.
And that kind of shocked me because Xavier got beat to Seton Hall after the Providence game, and you could see that coming. But they got Seton Hall in as an 8. So I think if Xavier can win their last couple of games, they're going to make it.
Okay, UCLA wins 94-55 over Oregon State, and then Wisconsin went to Rutgers. Like I said, Rutgers 16-12. Right now, they are not listed on this Big Ten list.
At this moment, they're not even listed on the bubble.
Okay.
Indiana, and Michigan, and I don't think Michigan's on the bubble. I think Michigan's out.
Yeah.
Indiana's still on the bubble, and they could still get in. Now, Indiana finishes up the regular season at Purdue Saturday, and they got a fairly easy game. I can't remember who it is, but it's a game they should win through the week, and then on the weekend they play at Purdue. If they win that, I think they're in.
Okay, let's move on to this because I think this is interesting. Obviously, USC, this is a great game, by the way. USC won this game kind of at the buzzer, kind of a last 20-second shot to go up and win this thing 70-69. What about Oregon? I don't see them listed here. They're 18-11. They did beat UCLA twice. No Oregon in this Pac-12 list.
I think if they beat USC, they would have been in. They've got some terrible losses. Their record's not very good. They're not 18-1. They're 18-11.
Yeah.
I'll have to fix that. But they're not in. They're on the bubble. They're going to need some help. They could still get there.
As you said, not out yet, but on live support, have to beat the Washington Schools this weekend or it's curtains for the Ducks. So
that's right. Now, and here's another thing. USC is 25-4, and they have them as a 6 seed. That's kind of low for a 25-win team in a major conference.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. They
got UCLA as a 5.
Yeah, I don't know. The Pac-12 is not getting a lot of respect.
No, the league isn't very good.
Yeah, but sometimes that doesn't matter with them. They
that's true.
They show up in the tournament. All right, hey, you said Murray State would struggle at Southeast Missouri State. They almost lost. They had to come from behind to win. They win 70-68. Okay, we talked about South Dakota State. If they lose, they're in trouble. There's no way Murray State's in trouble if they lose in the conference tournament, right?
No, Joe Lunardi said they're in.
They're in no matter what.
Yeah, they've got them as an 8.
Okay.
But see, here's what could happen. If they lose the conference championship, that means another team is going to take a spot of one of these other lesser teams. So everybody on the bubble, everybody that's in those, kind of in trouble, they're rooting their butt off for Murray State. That's one of those, it's got to come through.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's move on. The Texas, West Virginia, it's another one you thought it'd be close, 82-81. Texas almost lost. And then Alabama beats South Carolina 90-71. That's it. That was all for the top 25 on Saturday. Anything else you want to cover on this article here with the teams?
Oh, not really. If people are interested, they can go through that and read it. Most of those minor conferences are only going to get one team in. I think it's very interesting that 4 Mountain West teams are in. 4. And I consider that kind of a mid-major, really.
Yeah.
And they've got all 4 of them in. And so I thought 3 would probably get there, but I'm not sure. I didn't think 4 would. The West Coast Conference has 4 now, but a couple of those are on the bubble. So I think BYU is pretty iffy. I think I could see them getting knocked out. So, but they've got them kind of seated there where they're in. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you, I think that conference tournament's this weekend too. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's the conference tournament. Very underrated week for me. I really like it. So Mark says he thinks 4 teams in the Mountain West Conference are very deserving. But bias aside, it seems like these 3 for sure: Colorado State, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Well, I would say all 4. San Diego State is 2.
They're pretty good, and this is huge for them tonight. I think Wyoming's in regardless. If they could knock them off tonight in Wyoming, I think that was sew it up for them. But keep in mind, Fresno State's pretty good too. They're in that conference. UNLV's pretty good. They're in that conference. That's a good league. That's a good, solid league.
Let's do this. Out of the bubble teams, you've got Miami, BYU, San Francisco, Creighton, SMU, San Diego State, Florida, Memphis, Indiana, Oregon, and VCU. Out of those teams, somebody's going to make it, obviously. A few of these are going to make it.
I think so.
Who is the most likely out of this group to not only pull a day 1 upset, but maybe even a day 2 or round?
Oh God, that's pretty hard.
I know, but who out of this group, like, who do you like? Who's just like, yeah, they're probably, if they get in, they're going to be a tough out.
Oh man. Well, I don't think SMU's got a chance to get in. So I don't I tell you, I don't know why VCU's not in. I don't know why they're not in. And they don't have Davidson as a lock either, but I do. I don't know how you can keep Davidson out.
I think Davidson can win some games.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think they're in. That Atlantic 10's pretty good, and they've only got one team. I mean, that's crazy. So I think VCU, I think they can beat somebody. I'm a big fan of Oregon's coach. If they can get in, it seems like they knock somebody off every year.
Yep.
I don't think Indiana can. Watched Memphis yesterday. They got talent. I'm just not sure they got enough coaching over on the sideline. I'm not sure. I hate to knock Penny because I kind of like him, but just don't know. They got talent though. I really like Florida. I really do. They could beat somebody. They got 2 games this week. One of them's tough. Guys, I wish I could remember all these because I wouldn't underestimate San Diego State either. So you asked me which one. I don't think Miami is. BYU, no. San Francisco, maybe. Creighton's one of those teams. If they get in the right situation, they could.
Yeah.
I like them. Oregon. And I think I'd take VC in Florida. That's 4 of them. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, I would take Creighton. I definitely think they could make some noise for sure. They're in that tough conference, and
they are.
And I think they definitely could make some noise. It's like you said, it's going to be a whole lot of fun to see how this thing shapes up. And once it finally gets here, like I said, we're almost there. It's funny, we were whining about football and what are we going to do? Well, hell, we're almost to March Madness now. So
I know.
We filled the time pretty well.
And I was sitting there thinking the other day, what am I going to do when this is over with? This has been fun.
No, we got plenty for you to do. Don't worry about it.
I know. I'm just saying I've had a lot of fun with this, and I really didn't think I would. So
yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I've liked covering the basketball as well. All right, so if you can see right here, you got free the best bets tonight up on the site here as far as the NBA, the NHL, and NCAA basketball. Also, if you're just looking for picks, you don't want the best bets, you can go to the free sports picks, and then here's all of our pages. You go to the NHL right now, and we've got all 3 of our picks up there. Mike Somich will chime in with NHL picks. Go to the NBA right now, and you can check out all of those. And then also NCAA basketball. We got all those listed and ready for you as well. Also, I threw up some NFL future wagers today.
Oh boy, here we go.
We'll do that. So I threw up some NFL future wagers. Just to kind of have it up there.
Yeah, that's cool.
AFC North Division winner, I say Cleveland, just to be funny. I put that up there. So anyway, you can check out some of those as well. So we got a lot going on the sports site.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the horse site, you got a lot going on there too. All kinds of stuff going on.
We got it going on now. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you want to see reactions to the Rebel or the Honeybee? It looks like Magic's already got preview video up for the San Felipe Stakes coming up, and he also will have it for the Fountain of Youth, and you can read about Lucas and his plans as well, and also Magic Mike. So, boy, we got a lot going on the website
rolling,
right now.
And we are busy.
Yes, very busy, and this week with racing is going to be crazy. Lots going on, about 20 25 stakes races altogether. Wow. So
I won't hear much from you this week then.
No, you'll hear from me on Thursday when we do the show, and then that's it.
I'm on my own this week.
That's right. All right, that's it. That's all we got. But we'll do just one more thing, like we always do on this show.
Oh, I got a good one.
What do you got? Go ahead. I know you probably have one.
Well, first of all, shout out to the Missouri Southern girls again. Funny thing, it's small college basketball, and if you've never been involved in it, you don't know what it's like. But we went to Edmond, Oklahoma, Saturday. Sandy and I needed a night out, so we went Friday night down to Norman, and then we went over to Edmond, which isn't very far. And so we go to the game, and there probably is 50 people from Missouri Southern at the game. And we all got there early. Everybody in the gym when we walked in was from Missouri Southern. And they all know each other because it's parents of the girls. That's all that's there. Nobody else goes. So they're looking at me and Sandy and trying to find, who in the hell are these two? And you could just tell. Everyone was wondering who we were. So I go down and I know the announcer of the radio guy on Missouri Southern real well. And I got there early. It was like 45 minutes before the game. So me and him were just sitting there shooting the bull. So they all know him. They're trying to figure out who is it. We just got stared at the whole game.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic game. And our little superstar guard hit a three at the buzzer to win it again. And she's just phenomenal. And Aaron, you got to go see her. You just have to see her. You can't believe. I mean, when you watch her, you'll think, what's so great about her? She doesn't look like she's doing anything, and she just does. It's amazing. But anyway, now when I get into this, I want you to know I do the same thing. Okay, I'm not making fun of anybody because I've done it too, and I hope Heather's not listening, so I'm probably gonna make her mad. But anyway, so Sandy wanted a coffee. Okay, we left the hotel, and she wanted a coffee, so we go to Starbucks. Well, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. The parking lot is completely full.
Is this hold on, before you go, is this the Starbucks in Edmond or Enid or what is it?
No, it's in Moore.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Why, you've been to the one in Edmond?
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway.
And it's always full. So anyway, go ahead.
So the parking lot's completely full. The drive-through, like it is everywhere, the cars are in the road blocking traffic.
Right.
I bet there's 25 cars in line. Now, I would have skipped it. I would never stand in line, sit in line. But anyway, we did. We're like car number 26. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, what has this country come to? Here we are. We go to the grocery store and we bitch if we have to wait 5 minutes to get our groceries. We have to stand for 5 minutes. We're bitching. God, why don't they hurry up? Or we're Christmas shopping and we're at Target or we're somewhere where the line's backed up and we're sitting there griping, waiting in line to get our Christmas presents, or anywhere where we have to stand and wait, right? Where we're just like, you go get your oil changed and you got to wait like 40 minutes for them to get your oil changed. We're sitting there bitching. So here we are in a line of 26 cars waiting to spend $6, $7, $8 for a coffee
Right.
that we can make at home for nothing. And here we are.
Yeah.
I just got to thinking, what are we coming to? So anyway, what really pissed me off was we get up there and there's 2 cars in front of us.
Mhm.
Okay. And I don't know why, but I had the window rolled down a little bit. So these people, there's 4 in the car, had been in the line for 20 minutes. And they get to the drive-through and they don't know what they want. Is that not just disgusting? They get to the drive-through and the lady at Starbucks, and they're just flustered because they're just swamped.
Yeah, they're trying to get them in and out as quick as they
Can I
can.
help you? And the driver looks in the back. What do you want? Are you sure? And then the one over there. It took 5 minutes for him to. What had they been talking about for 20 minutes while they were in the drive-through? I can't believe that. I just can't believe that you get up there and you're so oblivious to what's going on that you don't know what you want. And you have it anyway. And then this because you had Heather, you're coffee experts. I can't place an order at Starbucks because it's too complicated.
Yeah, right.
So Sandy, she's over in the driver's seat or the passenger seat. And I always say, you go ahead and make, because let's see. And hers wasn't too complicated. She got a caramel macchiato with coconut milk, and blonde, and so blonde, redhead, brunette, whatever the hell it's amazing to me. Now, I think most men, if they're by themselves, and not if they got women with them, okay, if that'd just been me, and I wanted a Starbucks, and I saw the line, I would have went on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
I went to McDonald's and got one.
Because I know where all the Starbucks are. I would have found another one. So
no, I wouldn't have had to go to. Well, I wouldn't have had to go to Starbucks in the first place. Casey's is fine with me. So anyway, that's my story, and it's just amazing to me what we and 15 years ago, these things you never heard of them.
It is odd. Yeah, it is. They've just exploded. Like Mark said, it's genius marketing. Yeah, it just is. It's crazy.
What they're marketing on our stupidity? Is that
well, it's just that's the thing to do now is to go to Starbucks and get a coffee. I'm with you on the price. So we have an espresso maker now because we're spending so much money at Starbucks. So I make mine at home. I don't go to Starbucks anymore. So.
Yeah, last time we were over to the house, I saw that. That's
pretty
cool. Save you some money too.
I think we calculated we're saving like $300-400 a month, maybe. So.
Well, now Heather goes what? She used to go twice a day?
No, just once.
Oh, just once? Okay. Yeah. I thought she went on her way to work and then when she got back, came back through. Now she loves coffee. Yeah. Heather, his wife absolutely loves.
Now carrots, I'm gonna tell you, my wife is from the Northeast and she agrees. She loves Dunkin' Donuts. So
yeah. Yeah, you were talking about that last week.
Yeah, she's from Plattsburgh, New York, and we have Dunkin' when we go up there. And a matter of fact, usually because we fly from Springfield, Missouri, or and maybe Joplin if we can get a flight. Usually, the in between connecting flight will be at a place where there's a Dunkin' Donuts. So that's always a treat when we see that. I agree. I tend to like Dunkin' Donuts maybe better than Starbucks overall. It's pretty good. They're different. They're both good.
Well, I'm not a coffee connoisseur at all. I love it, but I buy the cheapest instant coffee I've got.
Right, like you and Mark are the same. If you can't, my coffee's 3 words or less, I don't want it. If it's
and I got the great value coffee.
Right,
it's instant. Right. I put it in the microwave for a minute and a half. It comes out steaming hot. I put some hazelnut creamer in there, and I'm good. It doesn't matter to me.
I don't. No, I can't do that. Timmy's, I've heard of
You're not a real coffee drinker, though.
No. Here's what I do. I have 2 pods, and I put them in there, and it shoots out whatever the coffee. And then
Mark just likes a large coffee black.
No. I'm going to tell you guys. Listen, everybody listening.
Listen to this guy.
This is the perfect coffee. I don't like to drink hot stuff. That's number 1. So I don't drink hot coffee.
No, he doesn't. He drinks iced coffee, which is another stupid thing.
Right. So listen, it's a really good drink. you put your 2 pods in, and it shoots out the espresso or whatever. And then you put 3 spoonful of vanilla syrup in there. I don't know what it is. I should go get the bottle. I don't know what it is. And you put 3 spoonfuls, and then you pour milk. The rest of it's milk, and you stir it up. It's great. I drink it every morning.
Coffee. That's a milkshake.
It's not a milkshake. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know what it is, but that's what she told. She said this is like they have at Starbucks. I said, all right, and this is what you do, and I've done it, and it's great. Yeah, have it every morning while I handicap the races for the next day.
And it's cold.
Yeah. No, well, what I'll do the 2 pods, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator and it'll be there for about an hour, and I'll drink one of these because I'm afraid of kidney stones. So I still drink all kinds of water. And then I go get it. I put 4 ice cubes in it, and then I do the rest of it. Yeah. So it's great.
So Mark has a large coffee black. Why would you go to Starbucks for that?
I don't think Mark would go to Starbucks. Yeah.
Now he might. And did we ever think, seriously, I never thought I'd see the day we would be drinking iced coffee.
Listen, I know. I didn't used to drink it. I always just drank water, but
No, you're not a coffee drinker.
No, but I do have one of those. Yeah, he goes to QT.
Oh, definitely. Casey's is fine for me. I don't know. Yeah, Casey's where you're at, but Casey's is fine with me. Yeah, he's in St. Louis.
Yeah, he's St. Louis. Have Casey. Yeah. Heather likes Casey's. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, she likes Casey's. Yeah, she used to get Casey's coffee.
She didn't like McDonald's.
No, she never has. I don't get it.
I kind of like McDonald's. It's okay. Yeah, I go there some.
Anyway, that's my drink. You can make fun of it all you want. It's delicious. I drink it every morning, and it helps me handicap races. So I'm not
Magic Carrots like 7-Eleven. There you go.
7-Eleven. I love Slurpees from 7-Eleven. I drink them with my pinky up too. So Slurpees are the best. 7-Eleven.
Oh, I tell you, the world has changed. I tell you.
Yeah. Well.
Now let me ask you this, Aaron.
Okay.
You're so much younger.
Okay.
When you were in college,
mm-hmm.
were coffee houses a big deal then?
Okay. Not until I met Heather. I'd never been to a Starbucks until I met her. And that was 2000.
I didn't know what to do.
That was 2000. I had no idea what to order. She just said, I'll just get this and try it. And I was like, that's gross. So I'll try something else next time. Yeah, 2006. I think they got going around early 2000s though. But yeah, 2006 is when I started going. But we didn't go that often. And then I'm
like Mark. I just drank black coffee until about, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried something with some creamer in it. And man, I had to drink black coffee the other day, and it's about all I could do. So,
Ashley Gordon chimes in and says, "What is St. Louis's home racetrack?" Oh, Ashley, it's a fine establishment.
It's a nice place too.
Fairmont Park in East St. Louis. It's actually now called FanDuel Racetrack.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's really bad.
But,
yeah.
Make sure you're armed when you go across the Mississippi River.
No, it's out by the race, like the car racetrack. I don't think that area is quite as bad once you get out in that area.
No, it's getting across the bridge and getting to the track. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You might need a tank to feel safe.
Mark says cheap beer clear liquor, or I know, I think you meant cheap liquor, ramen noodles, pizza rolls, and Red Bull in college. Gosh, we were dumb.
See, Mark agrees with me. You better be packing on the way.
Yeah. No joke there, Papa dude. $2 to get in, and you better be packing on the way. Yeah, but Ashley, it certainly is Fairmont Park. They run on Tuesdays and is it Friday nights or Saturday nights now, Mark? I can't remember. But yeah, Tuesday afternoons is probably their most popular time because there's not many other tracks running. So if you really want to have fun, bet Fairmont Park and Will Rogers down on a Tuesday afternoon.
I swear at Will Rogers, they get them out of the pastures sometimes. But I've had as much fun there as I have anywhere. So
yeah, Will Rogers Down's another one, Ashley, that you probably heard of it because they stayed open during the pandemic, and you may have been betting on that one. So.
My buddy, I think they open in March sometime, opening day at Will Rogers.
Yeah, I think we're 3 weeks. Let me look that up. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's a teacher. I taught with him, and he told me the other day, he goes, "Now that you're retired, you better come and go with me," because he skips school and goes to.
Of course,
I know. He loves it. And
let's see. I'm trying to find this damn thing. Will Rogers.
I'm thinking it's like this
21st. March 21st. So we are 3 days away, or 3 weeks away.
Tomorrow's the 1st.
Yes.
So we start on
Monday the 21st. Oh, I'm going. Let's see. That is Louisiana Derby week. I could get the guide done because they'll draw Saturday. I get the guide done Sunday and then go to the track. Yep, I'm going Monday. Yep.
I'm not sure on that one.
We're going. Probably take a tent and just stay all week. So.
Oh God, some of those guys live in tents down there.
Magic Carrot says I find it odd that a track called Turf Paradise has a lot of turf.
That's a good point.
That's honestly. This is the last thing. Then we're getting off of here.
Okay.
People are getting sick of us.
But anyway,
Turf Paradise and Parks. That's my 2 least favorite tracks.
There you go.
I thought if those were the only 2 racetracks, I don't think I'd get it. I hate Turf Paradise. I don't know why. I've hated it.
There you go.
Yeah. And Parks, I've always hated. And I went to Parks and it's like, yeah, I see why I hate it. It's they have a great casino and sports book, that racetrack.
By the way, in June and July, folks, we're going to be starting taking suggestions from you about what you want us to talk about on our podcast, especially July. I think it'll be very entertaining.
It's going to be bad. July's going to be bad for the show.
We'll find something.
Especially if Major League Baseball doesn't play.
A strike.
I'm sure there might be a strike. So
yeah, that will be bad.
I don't care about baseball anyway. See, that's the thing. Like
don't
college basketball and NHL and NBA and NFL, great. You know, college football, obviously, great. Baseball, oh God.
I don't think I can watch it at night like I'm doing the basketball. I just don't think I can.
I can watch it, but I will fall asleep within 10 minutes of it starting.
Oh, that's funny.
Your race was funny sell during the race on Saturday. Yeah.
Isaac says, talk about NASCAR. Well, I can watch baseball before I can NASCAR, I think.
I get mocked here. I don't like the Cardinals. See, Mark, all my friends like the Cardinals. I don't dislike it. I don't care. So I get it. All right. We're going to get off here, guys. We've done enough today.
Yes, we have.
We've given you all we can give you. We need to save something for the next show. So we're gonna be back here on Thursday for the sports show. A lot going on our channel. We got a lot of Magic Mike shows. We got Blinkers Off on Thursday. We're gonna have a lot of just individual videos like we've been doing. I hope you guys are enjoying those. I see a lot of people are watching those little short videos, and that's great. I'm glad you guys are. Hopefully you're really liking them. I can tell you one thing. We love doing those. Those reaction videos, we've had so much freaking fun doing those. And then when Magic and I do our Oaklawn videos, that's always a laugh. We're always having fun. So hopefully you're liking it as much as we're doing them. And yeah, that's it. All right. So we'll be back on Thursday. Thank you guys once again yeah, thanks for supporting the show, watching the show. We continue to have pretty good ratings for it, and that means we can stay. So, and also I'm the boss. So that's the other
That's
thing.
right.
So, all right, we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,